you guys. Recently I've gotten a lot of, I did like a what content do you want to see, and surprisingly a lot of you guys were like, I missed, your videos where you just used to talk and you talk about life or whatever, you're going through, or just like casual life updates where it's, just you talking. And, sorry, I'm so sleepy this morning. So I was having this conversation with friends last night and Cole the night before and my therapist, and I was like, I should share this because, I built this platform on being real with you guys and taking you guys on this like journey of my life with me. And so now that I've kind of like organized it a little bit, like what I'm feeling in my head, it's easier to like put it out there. But I'll be honest with you guys, I've been really struggling the past, I don't even know, probably the past year with I don't know how to say it without it sounding like, it is like fitting in, which, at almost 30 years old, you're like, I have, which was confusing to me and I didn't really understand until I like kind of broke it down and talked to Cole about it. And then it was like making more sense as I'm talking, but fitting in and finding, obviously alcohol's always been a big part of my life. And, I was like, I don't know why I'm like that or why, because it's something I've definitely improved in. Like I've certainly made leaps and bounds in that area, but I think it was just needing some kind of stimulation, because I'm very thankful for my job. I love my job and I truly love what I do. I really do. I love creating graphics. I love creating things that make you laugh. I love putting together outfits and makeup, and but you almost, after a long time, when you've been doing this for a long time, you take on a persona of, your social media self, and then sometimes you start to kind of lose your I almost cried again. Weird. You start to lose your real self. And I've always taken pride in, and I think, that anybody that really knows me in real life will know that the person that I am on social media, that is me. That's me, how I am in real life. That's me in person. But that's only a small part of me, right? So, if you see me out, I do love makeup. I do love putting outfits together. I do love shopping. I do love drinking. I do love being funny. I'm funny and loud in person as well. But that's just a small part of me. And it's like when you get to a certain age and you've been self-employed, putting on this, being on all the time on social media, you start to really wonder, like, what even makes me happy anymore? Who am I? Right? And making friends is really hard. Making friends as an adult in general is hard, but making friends and then you add on like being an adult, working from home, right? It's already hard to make new friends. Then you add on, being an influencer, right? So then it's constant fear of, I don't want to say, a lot of people I think assume the hardest part of this job is haters or people that are mean or, trolls, but really it truly doesn't. That's never been something that really bothered me. It's more the like, I want to go into a group of people and have an opportunity to make new friends without them already having a preconceived notion of me, right? So a lot of times I think I feel pressure to, walk into a new situation and be the funniest or the loudest or the brightest or the, this spotlight character when it's that, and that is a part of me, but that's not the only part of me, right? I am in general a pretty introverted person. I enjoy being alone. I like to read. I like to go camping. I like to be outside. I like to travel. And more often than not, I like to do those things alone. But that's really restricted me from growing and making new friends. And I've been so blessed and so lucky with the friends I've had for a long time, but you do want to expand your circle, right? You get to an age where you're like, I want to see what else is out there as far as like making new friends or joining new clubs or picking up new hobbies or, bettering yourself in different ways. And I have friends that really, truly better me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I also know, that there's other groups of women out there or different friends that I can make. And it's like, I want to explore those, but it's terrifying going in and knowing that all it takes is a quick social media search of your name and they already have a preconceived notion of who you are. Or, like I wanted to take on a teaching role somewhere recently and I backed down from it because I didn't want that person's job or business to be put in jeopardy because of trolls that would constantly harass them. So I was like, I'm just gonna I'm not gonna do that. And I don't think it would have been a big issue in the long run because people see right through that, but it's also like not something I want to bring on them, right? So like I don't want them to have to deal with it because I can handle it, but like I don't ever want to be responsible for bringing it on to other people. So sometimes that feels like opportunities to expand and grow, or sometimes not stripped away, but hard to go into because you don't want to disappoint anybody, right? You don't want to you don't want to have to be something that people see online all the time. You just want to be who you are. Or it's like, you know, volunteering at church. I really want to volunteer at the church, but I have this like terrible fear that, which is so sad, and I'm just being totally real with you guys, but like these things go through my head. But I have this fear that like, oh, what if they look at, you know, my social media and they don't like what they see, or they think my content's too like raunchy, or they think that, you know, my content's too provocative, or, but like it is who I am. So it's such a confusing battle to be who you are and put that out 100% on a public platform, and then try to take on new opportunities. Or there's no hiding, basically. There's no hiding when you do the job that I and so many others do. And I'm grateful for it. I love my job, but I do like, I need interaction. I need stimulation. And I think that's why I, you know, did start drinking a lot, because it got me out of the house and it let me feel something, and I didn't have to talk to anyone. Or I could be the full, you know, loud person that they expected to me, which I, you know, it is a side of me, alcohol or not. But sometimes I'm like, I just want to sit here at this bar and read my book. Or, you know, but I want to feel something. I want to be around people. And it's just so confusing. And so, you know, then I was like, well, I need to find an outlet where I can be around people that doesn't include alcohol. So I'm like, I mean, I've even considered getting like working a few hours at like a part-time job, because I'm like, I need to get out there and, you know, I get up early, I do all the things I need to. I'm more just like brain dumping right now, so sorry if this is like all over the place. But I need to, you know, I get up early, I work out, I eat, I, you know, prepare my meals, I work my butt off, and then by 2:30 or, you know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'm like, well, what now, right? And I think that's where the alcohol took a lot of a front seat, was because it was like, well, I guess I could, you know, I'll go to the bar and see if anybody's there, or I'll go, because it is a small town, and I have a lot of friends that, you know, I don't have to call them, I just know they'll be there. But I was like, you know, I want to find something else. So I was like, all right, let me look for, you know, that's why I've been looking for like a women's small group, because I know I want to be able to go into it and like maybe go to someone's house, as opposed to like a big church where it's not quite as intimate, where I can have these conversations. But then you risk, is this person filming me? Is this person going to take my words out of context? Is this person going to post something I do or say on social media? And that's scary, and that's frustrating, because it's like, you want to make new friends. You want to make new friends, and sometimes you don't know what their true intentions are. And I never was like that. You know, any of my friends that know me will say I will include everyone. I want everyone to feel included. I want to invite everyone. If you don't get along with her, figure it out, because I don't want her to be not included because you have an issue, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I want everyone to be included. I want everyone to feel special and important. And people I don't know if they know that about me, but that's who I am. And it's like, you know, recently I had a friend that made a new friend, right? She had been, you know, met this girl, awesome, hitting it off. They were friends on social media. They met in person, and some things transpired, and it came out that she straight up told, you know, my friend, I honestly was hanging out with you to get information about money that I can share in a group or whatever, or with these girls, and I think that really just, you're just like, my brain doesn't work like that. So it doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. And I'm like, you know, what my friend ended up telling her was like, well, I can tell you something about money. Like, she would have included you. She would have, you know, she would have loved to have met you, and she would include you, and she would make you feel special. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but that is something about me that I take a lot of pride in. I really like to include people and make people feel special. And it's just to know that it's constantly been a source of pressure of like, can I branch out? Can I, you know, meet and put myself out there and it be genuine and it be real? Because my circle are the friends I've had before I was on social media, right? That's my circle. Those are my friends. Other than Angela. I did meet Angela after social media, but she's a true gem. And I've always known that about Angela. It was just like so easy, right? But, you know, I want to be in a small group. I want to join like a rec soccer league. I want to maybe work a few hours at like a boutique or something just to get out of the house. But you're constantly terrified to make these decisions because you don't want anyone else to get hurt in the process. Or you want to be able to open up and not be afraid, right? So I'm struggling. And like I said, I love my job. I always want to do this job for as long as God allows me to do it. But I'm struggling. Like, oh my gosh, I'm like so emotional about this. I need more stimulation. I need more, you know, more opportunity to do new things without a preconceived notion of who I am, right? I want to be able to sit in a room with new friends and not have to feel like I have to be the loudest or the funniest. But if I do want to be like that, I don't want to risk being judged or filmed or, yeah. So, I mean, I don't say this for like sympathy. I just say it because it's, I want people to know that, like, I had someone this morning say, you know, I look at your story and you're just goals. And I want to be like, I'm also not goals, right? Like, I struggle with. I love my job, and I just don't ever want it to sound like I'm not appreciative of my job or what I do, because I am so grateful. But I don't have kids, so it's hard to find, I don't have like a mom group of friends, because I don't really have that in common with them. I'm not married, so I don't, a lot of the like small groups are, like married couples or young married women, right? It's just like I'm having trouble figuring out where I fit in. And that's not something I ever thought I struggled with until recently, and I'm like, where do I fit in, right? And yeah, so I've been struggling with it. I like to be alone, but I am having trouble figuring out where I fit in, because I do want to experience new opportunities, or be invited to like a running group, or be invited to a small group without feeling like I have to be one way, or delete content off my page because I'm, people might think of me a certain way, because it is who I am. It's a part of me, and I don't want to have to take those things down because I fear not being included, because I do want to stay true to who I am, and while those are a part of me, it's not the whole me, And, I've even gotten people that say, well, like, you say you're inclusive, but you blocked me for saying, one thing, and it's like, can you blame me though? Can you blame me? I do. I have a one strike policy on my feeds, because I don't need it, and I can't handle it. There's a difference in being inclusive when it comes to, people feeling, when you're going out of your way to purposely try to tear someone down, I don't feel compelled to include you or give you another chance, because I can't take any more of it. Right? I'm trying to read you guys' comments, sorry. I really did not expect her high, but it's hard to find a place when you don't have kids or aren't married. I'm actually navigating this right now too. Yeah, it is. And I want to, I've thought about like starting a group for women, or just somewhere they can hang out, but it's like, I know this sounds selfish, but it's like, I don't want to have to do it. I want to be included in someone else's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to be the one that creates it. And that sounds so selfish, and it's literally just like what really is in my brain. I'm like, I don't want to be the one that creates it, and people come and I have to lead it, or I have to be in charge of it. It's like, I want to be included in it and not have to play director, right? So if anyone has a small group, or like wants to go on a walk, or like hot girl walk group or something, and they want to like, it's in my nature, I'm like, oh my god, hot girl walk group, like, let's do it. But I'm like, someone else do it and just invite me. I'm getting messages out the wazoo right now, like, I would love to be in a group, and maybe I just needed like a little cry. I don't know. I mean, I would love that. Like, I would love to just like go have coffee and go for a walk, and I think I just get scared, because I'm like, I feel sometimes that I have to overcompensate and be the leader of the conversation, or be overly funny, or be overly enthusiastic, and it's like, that's not really who I am all the time. I'm never going to tell you guys that that's not who I am, because any of my friends will confirm, like, she does have a wild, out of control side, but I also have a side where I'm quiet, and I just want to talk, and I just want to like, or I just want to listen, and I don't, So anyway, and I think it's important to know that going into your 30s, or being in your 30s, is such a weird fucking spot. And then you add on making changes like marriage, or trying to navigate those things, and when you don't already have them, right, it's a lot of pressure, and it's fucking hard to be a girl. It's hard to be a woman. It's hard to be a successful woman. It's hard to be a woman that works at home. It's hard to be a woman that works at home, that's in her 30s, that's not married, that doesn't have kids, that has a lot of friends that do have kids or are married, and then, Cole always says, you chose to take the road less traveled, and that's usually the hardest road, but it's usually the one that pays off. And he's like the best. I'm like, where do you even get this? Like, how are you so wise? But it is true. I took the road less traveled. I quit, sometimes I'm like, I just miss like an office job. Like, can I go to an office job for like 4 hours a week just to be around, in that environment? And, Cole has to remind me, like, you took the road less traveled. You left your job when you were 25, and you've been alone since that. And you took the road less traveled. It's paid off financially for you. And it will be good in the long run, but it is the harder road. And I never thought about that, because I always thought, like, well, I have it easy now. I get to wake up when I want. And all of those things are so true, but when it comes down to matters of the heart, it is a freaking road less traveled, So I just hope you guys know that. And I have so many great friends. I don't ever, want that. I've talked to all of them about this. Like, they're the best. And I don't want anyone to think, that I'm downplaying the friendships I have. But those have been friendships that I've had for a long time. And I do think it's always important to grow and meet new people and have new experiences. And So that's been kind of where I'm struggling with, or, you know, like exploring more of who I am as a person around other people. And it's terrifying. So I just, you know, I want it to be known that it looks like goals, right? But I'm struggling with where I fit in. And I think that it's probably more common than a lot of people think, or, you know, it's just not something that they really dive into. But because of alcohol, you know, playing a role in my life for so long, it's something that, you know, when I don't drink, or when, you know, I do my like detoxes, or I don't drink, it brings out a lot of stuff, because it's like, what has been buried under here? And I was like, you know what? Like, I finally got down to like, I don't know where the hell I fit in. I don't know how to make friends, new friends. I hardly know how to communicate with people because I'm home all the time, unless I'm drinking, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I just needed to like brain dump. And sometimes it's easier to do it on here. And I also want people to know that if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. You know, I am just a message away. We can start even just like hot girl walk group chat. But hey, life is good. Life is sweet. I'm so blessed. I have so much more than I could ever ask for. And I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful for you guys. I'm just, I'm in a season of digging right now. So if anyone has a backhoe, please bring it. My baby's going to school and growing up and being a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Absolutely, I get that. I don't get that, but I get that. A Telegram group for hot girl walks. We can like all just be on like a hot girl walk together. I love it. Maybe get a job 2 days a week in boutique or something. Yeah, for sure. Like I have thought about that. Just something like 4 hours, 2 days a week. I don't know. I just, I really wish I lived closer. Walking group sounds, it would be fun. I wish we all lived together in the same house. All right, I love you. I'm gonna like, that was quite cleansing. I'm gonna do my makeup. I have some content to record, but thank you guys for just hearing me out and being so cool and being part of this community. Turning 30 was really hard on me. I wanted a baby so bad and thought I was a failure. Working from home was like isolation. I hate it. Didn't choose to work at a spa. Go do something part-time that you love. Yeah. I'm not in the same situation that I was a stay-at-home mom for 6 years. Just started working this last year from home. Now I'm a full-time mom and full-time working mom all at home. My life within these walls, 24/7, struggling who I am anymore. Yes, being home is so isolating. It's up, but you're speaking to myself. We are by each other and I can go walk. Tina, let's do it. Fall's coming. You thrive in the fall. It's true. Last year you volunteered and you seemed to... Mel, like, can you just move here? Like, I forgot about that. I forgot I even volunteered. You're so right. 10th Muse. What is that? I need to look that up. I'm gonna go read through all of these right now. I love you guys. Happy Thursday. I'm always a message away, so you know where to find me.